Welcome to the Illusion Battlefield League, where strategy meets precision and every move counts. I'm Godi, coming to you live from S73, and let me tell you, this is where the best of the best come to prove their mettle. In this grand arena, alliances fight tooth and nail to collect 100,000 violet breath points, or simply outscore their opponents before time runs out. A secret to victory? Control the battlefield. Snag those geometric towers to lock in steady points, and when the central tower opens, make your move to turn the tide in your favor. Patience, teamwork, and razor-sharp decisions, that's the winning formula. Whether it's an all-out assault or a rock-solid defense, every choice shapes the outcome. Stay calm, stay focused, and stay relentless. That's how champions are made in the IBL. Let's get this battle started. Today's match is a thrilling rematch between 170's SF and 73's PRD. Who are SF? They're former IBL champions stepping onto the battlefield with something to prove. After losing key strategists, SF is determined to show they've still got what it takes to claim victory. The notable players today are fellow press officer Honor and the IKDC Rascals, Adi and Persian King, and PRD. They're 73's wildcard, arguably their third best IBL team, but hungry to wrest some of the spotlight away from Cubs and Buns. They've got a sharp lineup featuring press officer Dande, IKDC commentator Unknown, and of course, yours truly. It's champions versus challengers in a battle for pride and glory. Let's see who comes out on top. Before we dive into the action, let's talk about starting formations. These determine how quickly teams secure towers, disrupt opponents, and establish control. A strong start can force the enemy into reactive play, often leading to costly mistakes. Here's the playbook. Seize key objectives like T1, T4, and the central tower to secure vital points. Control grid points to set up defensive lines and deny enemy movement. Adapt to enemy strategies, keeping your team flexible and ready to counterattack. The starting formation isn't just positioning, it's momentum, and momentum wins games. Let's see how SF and PRD kick things off. Tower 1. SF dressed in yellow. They have a total of 12 players. They are using 5 attack and 2 support talents. Their key moves: SF spreads their forces across grid points, prioritizing a swift capture of T1. Blocking a PRD unit early slows the opposition and reinforces their offensive stance. And PRD, with a total of 10 players, they are using 2 attack and 1 support talent. Their key moves: PRD opts for a defensive opening, focusing on disrupting SF's advance with a key block. SF's aggressive formation aims to give them a clear advantage in securing T1, but PRD's defensive setup could force SF to overcommit, creating opportunities for counterplay. Now let's look at Tower 4. SF have a total of 10 players here and using 5 attack and 2 support talents. Their key moves: SF blocks a PRD unit and controls the central grid, allowing them to reinforce quickly and apply pressure. PRD have a total of 10 players and using 2 attack and 2 support talents. Their key moves: PRD mirrors SF's blocking tactics but leaves 1 player isolated, which is a potential weakness. SF's superior grid control and stronger attack presence give them the upper hand at T4. PRD's scattered formation risks losing ground early, which could shift the momentum heavily in SF's favor. Now at central tower. SF have a total of 8 players. They are using 3 attack and 2 support talents. Key moves: SF focuses on controlling the perimeter, leaving room for flanking and reinforcements. Meanwhile, PRD have a total of 7 players with 3 attack and 2 support talents. Key moves: PRD clusters tightly around the tower, aiming for a fast capture with strong support talent boosts. The central tower generates the most violet breath, making it a game changer. PRD's concentrated formation could secure it quickly, but SF's wider control gives them options to disrupt and outmaneuver PRD if the initial capture fails. Starting formations are more than just a setup. They're the first step toward victory. Who will use theirs more effectively? We're about to find out. Let's break down the action-packed early game. 4 minutes and 20 seconds, PRD came out swinging, securing space at T1 and smashing SF's first relocation attempt. 5 minutes and 30 seconds, SF wasn't about to stay quiet. They struck back, clearing out PRD's bottom right player at T1. 7 minutes and 45 seconds, the crowd held its breath as SF and PRD clashed in an epic 13 versus 13 battle at T4. SF emerged victorious, claiming the tower. Back at T1, 11 minutes, PRD dropped the ball, missing a golden opportunity to dismantle SF's second relocation. By 11 minutes and 57 seconds, SF had not only held their ground but cleverly blocked 2 of PRD's relocations. What a start! At 23 minutes, PRD made a bold attempt to seize T4, but SF's defenses proved unshakable. 27 minutes and 15 seconds, PRD shifted gears, capturing the central tower, but SF quickly countered. By 28 minutes, SF had cleared T4 and tightened their grip on T1. By 40 minutes, PRD held on to the central tower, but SF's domination of T1, T2, and T4 gave them a commanding lead in the match. What a strategic masterclass. In the final minutes, PRD battled fiercely to turn the tide, but SF's solid reinforcements at T4 and daring plays at Central locked in their advantage. By 56 minutes again, SF had firm control of T1, T2, and T4, while PRD held on to T3 and the Central Tower. Definitely a nail-biting finish to an intense showdown. And now, it's time for Notes from Goaty, where I break down the action, dish out observations, and drop some advice to help turn your alliance into an IBL powerhouse. PRD faltered early, failing to stop SF's relocations, and the lack of reinforcements cost them dearly. Worse, when PRD players were zeroed, they chose to reinforce the already lost T4 instead of returning to secure T1. This lack of commitment allowed SF to take full control. My advice? Commit to key objectives. When a tower is contested, players need to prioritize returning to it rather than spreading thin across the battlefield. PRD must focus on defending and retaking critical positions like T1 instead of chasing lost causes. PRD struggled to capture SF's home tower without a proper support talent, and SF quickly overwhelmed them. My advice? Include a support talent in any home tower assault. Try to have them sneak near the tower prior to players teleporting in. Their buffs can speed up the capture process and sustain troops under pressure, increasing the chances of breaking the defense. PRD's guard wasn't fully committed, splitting attention and leaving vulnerabilities that SF exploited. My advice: dedication is key when defending a home tower. Guards should stay focused and fully commit to their position rather than attempting to manage multiple accounts or objectives. PRD reinforcements came too late, and players ignored critical instructions, giving SF the opportunity to solidify their hold. My advice: quick response and clear communication are essential. PRD must react swiftly to calls for reinforcements and follow their commander's orders to prevent the enemy from gaining a firm grip on the tower. PRD held the central tower but failed to capitalize on their control, limiting their chances of a comeback. My advice: use central tower control as leverage to push other objectives. PRD should have spread their forces to contest secondary towers while keeping SF under constant pressure across the map. Here's the final verdict. At 45 minutes, SF was in the driver's seat, leading with 61,500 points to PRD's 40,450. PRD had one last shot to flip the script, but SF wasn't having it, shutting down every move with precision and flair. Seriously, what a game. Again, what an incredible match. SF emerged victorious, but it was a nail-biter, with neither team cracking the 100,000 point mark. Both sides brought fierce determination and sharp strategies, but in the end, SF's adaptability and clutch moves sealed the deal, with a final score of SF 88,800 and PRD 63,200. Congrats to SF, proof that commitment and coordination win battles. This has been Goaty from Server 73, your go-to for all things IBL. Like, comment, and subscribe for more thrilling match breakdowns and insights. Until next time, stay sharp and keep battling.